Hi, my name is Renee Hartsook, and here are my tips for an excellent presentation at AIHA Connect 2026. A really great presentation starts not on PowerPoint, but on a piece of paper. Each of us brings expertise and experience and knowledge that our peers want to learn. And so my suggestion is that you don't open PowerPoint first, that you sit down with a piece of paper and write out what is the story that you have to tell. And more importantly, we know that people come to meetings like Connect to learn specific information to solve problems. So make sure you can identify what actionable knowledge your audience will walk away from your talk with. In other words, will they learn a new skill or find a new database or understand a concept that was confusing to them? But make sure you can articulate exactly what your learners will leave your talk with. And my suggestion is that you write out your whole talk, the story that you're going to tell from start to finish, and then you edit it. In that, you will find where things are confusing, where things are awkward, maybe where you need to add more information, maybe you need to rearrange. And then and only then do you open PowerPoint, because PowerPoint does not lead your talk. PowerPoint punctuates your talk. In other words, if you stop and look at your slide during your presentation to prompt you what to say, you've missed an opportunity to have a really impactful presentation. We should be practicing our talks at least 2 or 3 times before we present them to our audience. I typically practice at least 4 times. I use the PowerPoint presentation mode, I hit record, and then I listen to it back. And I catch where I've said or where I've stumbled over an idea, or where I sort of got lost like a crow with a shiny object, and I rearrange my talk. I make notes to myself. Finally, your PowerPoints are not intended to be a self-read document. If they were, I would just read your white paper. People come to hear from you about your expertise, what you have to share. Not everything you're going to say has to be on that PowerPoint. In fact, my suggestion is fewer words are better. If there's a fact you want to make sure you share, don't put it on the PowerPoint, put it in your notes. Trust me, your audience will appreciate that your presentation is fluid, it's continuous, it's smooth, and that it's content rich. In other words, there's a lot of detail in there beyond what's on the slide. At least that's based on the feedback that I've received. As you prepare for AIHA Connect 2026, keep these tips in mind. With adequate preparation, you can present a highly impactful lecture that will receive the excellent feedback that you deserve. I thank you for volunteering your time to share your knowledge with your peers, and I look forward to seeing you at the next meeting.